maybe. I can't get my meat separated. Hey y'all, Bubba here. Tonight, today, tomorrow, what the hell? We are making Reubens. As you've noted in the previous video, we made the rye bread. The bread I have buttered one side because we're going to toast it. We're using just regular, instead of making an actual corned beef brisket, we're using like corned beef lunch meat, deli meat style. So we're just going to heat it up in the pan. We don't want to fully, it's cooked, so we're just going to heat it up so the middle of the sandwich is hot with the outside, because you don't want the you don't want to toast the outside of the sandwich but then have the middle be cold. So we got the corned beef here we're going to heat up, and we got the rye bread, Swiss cheese, and of course the sauerkraut. You don't have to, that would be the traditional. You don't have to put the sauerkraut on it. I guess you really don't have to use Swiss cheese, but you really should. And like, I'm gonna make two of them like I always do. Two sandwiches, mine and Tiffany's. Mine will have sauerkraut. Hers, there won't be any sauerkraut on. She's a sauerkraut hater.
For sure.
So we're just gonna heat that. Remove this tea pan. I gotta get in here and grab my other skillet. We're gonna get this other skillet. We want to get the skillet preheated, but not too high of a heat because we don't want to burn the bread. So we're going to do medium low. Let that pan heat up. Like I said, we don't want to overcook that. Now I'll stand here and open these. And you want to make sure you have lots of cheese. I'm going to wind up we're using the single slices. We're going to use 4 per sandwich. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. Let me get a couple of these open while the pan's heating up, and then I will show you how we're going to do this. You can put this all in a panini press if you have one, or put it in a skillet and put a weight on it so to weight it down so you get a nice crust on it. Another skillet, another pot, an antique iron like I use. Okay, so we got this pan hot. So your rye bread, butter side down. And then your cheese is going to hang off a little bit. It's okay. Your cheese. Then get your corned beef on there. Okay. And then, now this is going to be Tiffany, so like I said, no sauerkraut. And then we're going to put our top cheese on. And then our top piece of bread. We're gonna let that cook, and when I flip it, then I'll put a weight on it. Actually, I might just go ahead and weight this side down. Put a nice weight on it like that. And you basically, you're on this route, you're going to crust it like you would a grilled cheese sandwich. You want your bread to look like a grilled cheese, basically. Go ahead and remember the skillet's preheated, so flip it, put the weight back on. If you want it darker, the bread darker, then just after you cook that side, flip it right back over. It's going to be an ooey gooey mess because of all of the cheese. Make sure in between each sandwich you scrape that cheese off of the skillet. You don't have to put it on the sandwich, but you don't want to leave it in the skillet. And now let me show you one this route. Hold on, because we're gonna double stack the cheese this way, so I don't. Okay, so you get that, your cheese, get your corned beef, spread out. Like so. Then this one, so you guys can see, you're gonna make a mess like you guys just did. We're gonna put some sauerkraut on there, and then our cheese, and then we're going to put our, fuck, I just ripped the bread. Then we're going to put our top piece of bread, and then our weight. Come on, I'm gonna move your plate over there since I'm showing both ways to do it now. Probably shouldn't have, because now I have sauerkraut and I'll clean the pan up before I put your other sandwich in. It's really simple. It's a good meal. Traditional Reuben is rye bread, corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese. If you don't like rye bread, use a different type of bread. It's not like anybody's gonna call the Reuben police on you and have you thrown in Reuben jail. And then, if you don't like corned beef, use chicken or just regular beef or ham, or don't go too crazy, because then if you go too far away, you ain't gonna have the Reuben. If you go like ham, you have a ham and cheese sandwich with sauerkraut on it, basically. But my weight's sliding all over the place. You gotta have an antique iron for weight, or I use it a lot.
Yes.
Watch a lot of the videos. This iron comes into play in a lot of my cooking videos. Yeah, I mean, you need something to weight it down so you get a nice crust. You can use you could take like this skillet and sit on top of it. You can take a pan or whatever, or you can take an antique iron if you have it. They weigh, what would you say, 3 to 5 pounds?
Couple pounds.
I mean, it's a pretty good weight. If you don't have one, go to your grandparents' house. Go over to Mom and Pa's. I guarantee you they have at least one laying around the house. Check behind the doors in the house, because 9 times out of 10 they're using them as door stops.
There's no more cheese. We'll be back in just a minute.
There's your finished product. Reuben with sauerkraut, rye bread. Watch the video on how to make the bread in the bread machine like I did. We got some pears to go with it. With sauerkraut, without sauerkraut. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, leave a comment what you thought of this recipe or any other video you'd like to see. Links are in the description for Twitter, YouTube, Google+. Join the Google+ community, Bubbas Corner on Google+. Till next time, I'll catch you all down the road.